Okay. I will ask you guys to provide answers. If you don't know, I will jump in. Or if you need to know why, I will jump in. First blank. There's a few answers you could put there. What'd you put, Navneet? A linear relation? Sure. Because it can only be linear if it continues on and on. Nice. Does anybody have something else?
Set.
No, a set will not do because there's two quantities. A set only has one quantity, yes? Anybody got anything else? Pardon? That doesn't cover the constant rate. Straight line. Okay, so if I have that straight line that goes over and up the same amount every time, I have a linear relation. Okay? A graph whose points are not connected is discrete. And a graph with no space is continuous. Alrighty. Moving along. Steepness of a line is D. Any relation where the independent variable relates to one value of the dependent variable. A, function. The point where the line crosses the horizontal axis. Notice I did not give it a letter name, but it doesn't matter. What is it? It is F, the x-intercept. Any association between two quantities. C, a formula or rule that identifies a particular function. D, because remember that's where we name that function that we are working with for that question. And a method to determine. E. And remember that only works on graphs. You must have it graphed or it won't work. You can't take a table of values 3, 4, 7, 9 and go, okay? Yeah, I'm just trying to be funny. I don't really think any of you would do that. It wasn't really. Don't be patronizing. It's hurtful. I'm not patronizing to you guys much. All right. Sorry about the way this printed with the choices on one side and the questions on the other. Just trying to save paper in an eco-friendly sort of way. So number 7. That's the x's, that's the y's. What are you allowed to have for x? Any number. Can you take any number and square it? Yes or no? Yes. So your domain is all the real numbers, right? Okay. So your domain is all the real numbers. So it could be B, it could be C, and it could be E, yes? What about range? Range is the output, yes? So if x is 0, what's y? No. -4. Once x goes anywhere off 0, what happens to y? Does it go up or down or stay the same? Up, right? Because a negative x will square, won't it? And become positive. So my y's have to get bigger from what value? When x was 0, what's y? -4. And then the graph has to go in what direction from there? Up and up, right? So what's my range? Can it be everything bigger than 4? -4? Yes. So I go back to my list and I see it as C. All the real numbers and all the real numbers bigger than 4. Roller coaster starts 2 meters off the ground, reaches a maximum height of 13. Ride lasts 4 minutes. Which of those is domain? Time or height? Time. So my X's are my minutes, my Y's are my heights. Where is it? It has to be D or E, yes? Which one is the better answer? Because they both look exactly the same, don't they? One of those is slightly better than the other one. Is it D or E? Hint, hint. This is a really picky one. Which is the way that we write a domain and a range? D or E? D. So what's the answer? Even though they both mean the same thing, don't they? So that is D. Everyone knows why? Everyone knows why? Oh, I lied. I'm the worst kind of liar. I read it wrong myself. It is E because, and I fooled myself, I forgot to read this part of the question, didn't I? I only looked at the numbers. It's E. You okay there? You need the Heimlich? Of course, if you're choking on water, you're technically drowning. So
Peaceful way to go, apparently.
that's so I've heard. What about 9?
Yeah, because you just fill up with water. And
What about 9?
that's what I've heard. There's no pain.
Yeah, but you're still suffering because you have no oxygen.
Yeah. But at least you're not like bleeding out for like hours.
Yeah. It's much faster.
I mean, you would die pretty fast without oxygen.
Yeah, but it's drowning is slow depending on how you drown. But if you get stabbed, like, it's hard.
That's what people told me. I mean, I don't know how anyone would really know that, but
Unless they try to you rather have like a like a 10-hour flight or something. So it's 5 minutes of pain? Yeah, 5 minutes of super pain. Like 10 minutes of like stinging it. 5 minutes?
Does any of that need explaining?
how did you get the kilometers?
15 minutes is 1/4 of an hour, yes? And I went 2 kilometers in 1/4 of an hour. So it's 8 kilometers in 1 full hour. Okay? Everybody good? Okay. Linear or nonlinear? Linear. Linear or nonlinear? No. Why? The square. When I go up 1, it's going to go up 1. But if I go up 2, it's going to go up 4, isn't it? If I go up 3, it's going to go up 9, yes? Because it's squared. And what about this one? Linear. Because -2 to 1 is +3. 5 to 3 is -2. Add another 3, -2. Right? Okay. 6 will be -1, right? Oh, not 6, sorry. 7 will be -1, yes? You got it? Okay. Because the line goes forever, right, Case? It's supposed to trick you. That's why I give it to you on a review, right? Everybody cool with why that is?
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by that. Domain and range on a number line. That's just what they are. So your domain was was 0, 1, 2, 3. No arrows, no nothing, just what they are. Your range was -2, 0, 2, 4. Cool? Set notation. Your domain, I was really mean to you here. I said your domain was R. Right? So your domain, can you have any number as a radius of a circle? You can have negative distances? No. So what's the smallest radius you can have? 0. If there's no circle, there's no radius. 0. That's the lowest radius I can have. What's the biggest radius I can have? Infinity. If the universe is a circle, it's infinitely large. Can I have that equal sign there? Will I ever get to infinity? So can I have that equal sign there? No. Do I need that first equal sign there? Yes. Squiggly brackets. And what's my range? 0, y, infinity. Got it? And as a list, that's just domain, and then you just put them in. -2, 1, 4, 10. In order, smallest to biggest. Okay? Now, range is tricky. It also goes in order, smallest to biggest. It doesn't go by pairs. So what's the smallest range I have there? -3. Then what? 1. Then what? 3. Then what? And you got to remember, this is not how they match up. Okay? Cool? Everybody good? Anybody need that explained more? Good. At the bowling alley, Angela rented some shoes, $2.50 to bowl a game. There's the function. Develop an equation in that form. So C is my output, X is my input, the number of games, X and cost, yes? If she bowls 0 games, how much does she pay? $3 to rent the shoes. If she bowls 1 game, $3 plus $2.50, yes? 2 games, $3 plus $2.50 times what? 2. So what if she bowls X games? X games. $3 plus 2.5 X. There's your function. Everybody got it? Is it a function? Yes or no? Yes. Why? Every game changes it. Will she ever pay the same? If she adds a game, she's got to pay more. Therefore, it's a function. 1 output per input. How much did it cost to bowl 4 games? 3 plus 2.5 times 4, which is $13. Everybody good with that one? Now, I'm not sure. I have 2 versions of this. Did I give you guys this one that has the hot air balloons now? Okay. What's the initial height? Initial. At what time? When is initial? At the beginning. So how tall? Alaric is closer to the ground than Carlinda. So the red line is Alaric. And the blue line is Carlinda. So, what's the initial height? Alaric is 10. Carlinda is 30. How fast are they rising? Well, my man Alaric goes from 0. How are you going to figure that out? You got to find a point where it matches, yeah? I like that one right there. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. He went up 90 meters, yes? So that's 90 meters in 6 minutes. Is that how we measure time? I mean speed in 6? We want it kilometers per hour, right? Meters per minute. So if you wrote that, that's fine. I give you the marks. But it's better to have 15 meters per minute. Everybody cool? That's straight out of physics, grade 10 science, yeah?
Yep.
And my sister Carlinda here is going, choose your point, doesn't matter where. I'm going to use that one. She goes up 70. No, I lie. Oh, yeah. 70 meters in 7 minutes, which is, of course, 10 meters per minute. Everybody cool? Anybody need more explanation there? Okay. When are they the same height?
4 minutes.
4 minutes when the lines match up. 4 minutes, and it is at what height? 70 meters. Toronto to Rome. What does the graph represent? It's a flight from where to where? From flight form. From TO to Rome, right? Toronto. Because I start at 0 time, very far from Rome. Yes? Domain and range. My domain is what? 0 to what? 9. Can I use that notation there? Why? Because it's a line. I don't ever disappear on that, do I? Every possible value from 0 to 9 hours, I'm on a plane. If any of you have flown to Europe, you know how long it takes. And your range? What's the lowest range you can have? It's a trick. Because it's 0, isn't it? And what's the highest? Anything slightly more than 7,000, right? It's 7,200, which you can figure out right from the equation, yes? How long was the plane flying when it is 3,900 kilometers from Rome? So I go up to 39 and I find the time. Slightly more than 4 hours, yes? Greater than 4 hours by a little bit. Everybody cool? How much time do we have? We're going to run out of time. Okay, I'll finish this. You guys can check it tonight. Okay, so we're going to finish this off right now. What statement describes D to A on the graph? So we are looking right there. Now, please notice says it is the speed, not the distance. So what is happening? His speed is getting lower. Which of those is the speed going down? A. Slowing down and has stopped. Because at some point, time will go on, but there is no speed. C to D. Right in here. They have a speed, because they have a speed, and time is going on. The speed is not changing. So it's a constant speed. B. Point B. What happens at point B? Well, until then, they've been getting faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Then what happens? At point B. C. They reach her maximum speed. She cannot go any faster than that. Time continues on. From graph to point, from A to point B, the skier is increasing their speed because speed is rising while time goes on, and it's a pretty straight line. $5 plus 75 cents for each kilometer. Well, you can see that these all are time and cost. Wait a minute. The function says it's money and distance. So what does that mean? First of all, you got to decide, is it linear? Yes, because as I go that way 0.5, I go up 0.75. So it's linear. So this is out right away because it's a curve. Next, I got to look. It's going to cost me $5 plus. So that means the minimum I'm going to pay is $5. There it is right there. So it has to be A. Now, given this equation, f of x equals negative 6x minus 2, but I want the f of 4. X has become 4. So what does that become? 4. Negative 24 minus 2, negative 26. A. And I think that's it. That should be all of it for you guys. This is tricky because we didn't do a lot of speed. We did distance, but it's the same principle. Good luck on your test tomorrow. I hope you all do well. So, good luck.